All right, so here's the thing. Let's say, let me throw this over here. Some of you may know this already. My daughter did an amazing video, and I had her do it on purpose just to show you how simple it is. It's on YouTube. I gave you the link already. How you place trades. She's not even a trader, and she figured it out in 5 seconds. You right-click on the left side of the symbol. You pull up the prep tool. A trade comes in. Let's just say it's a short trade at 8423. The first thing I do, and Martin, this is a question I want to know if we can just set a default to eliminate these keystrokes. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how, and maybe you could suggest other things too. But here's what I do at this point with my limited understanding of how well this works. I hit on the risk button. I type in a 2. I put in the order. 1.8423. If it's a long trade, I would put in 1.8425. I would add the spread, 1.8423. I put in the stop. Now the stop is the buy side. This is where I'm going to add the spread. The stop is 1.8448. The key level adjustment makes it 1.8451, which is what Kevin would set out. So I'm going to put in 1.8453. 1.8453. Now I'm not going to place this trade because this is, happened a long time ago, 27 minutes ago, but I would hit commit. Just because I put the risk in, Synergy is going to place the proper position size for me. In fact, what would be even smarter, so that I can continue with the demo, let's just see if there actually is a trade. Not really. Let's pretend. Let's pretend there's a trade at, let's do this. I'm going to pretend, I'm going to draw a trade that doesn't exist. All right, so we'll pretend that's a trade, okay? And 8413, 8415, so 8416 is going to be my, let me move this out of the way. 8416 is going to be my entry on this, okay? Scoot this over so I can see it better. All right, so I'm going to pull up my prep tool. I'm going to type in my 2. Obviously, this takes time, which is what Martin is going to explain to us some exciting news soon, but at this point, this is what it is. So my order is at 1.8415, and notice that the price is at 17. 1.8415. So I need it to pull back down and touch 1.85. So I could either wait till it comes down and then place it, or I could put it in as a buy limit order. So it comes down and touches it. All right? So let's just see. I'll do it as a buy stop for now and see if it comes lower. My stop, we're just going to say is 84, we'll call it 8398. 1.8398. There's my stop. All right, so I'm going to place that trade. It's sitting right at the market. So that's a problem because if I try to place it, it might be rejected. So now it's a buy limit. Can't really change it at this point. Yeah, so Martin, this is a problem sometimes, and I don't know if there's a solution because the market's moving and I need to get that order in so that if it comes down and touches, I can get in on it. Right, and you can copy and paste from Kevin's numbers. That's good to know. I haven't tried that, but that's great. All right, so I can't change this now, so I can't change that to a buy. Oh, it does say buy limit already. The entry plus stop dictates the order type. Yeah, exactly, but sometimes the market's right at the entry and it's a little above or a little below and it's changing, right, because it's a day trade. So is this going to change to buy stop if it goes below and stay at buy limit? Like right now it says buy limit, so that's correct. So let's just say I place the trade. All right, so look, now it's pending. So the next thing I'm going to do, and there's plenty of time to do this most of the time, but the next thing I do is I'm going to go, first of all, I have to know what targets to use, and Kevin's going to put that in, but I'm going to go to partial, and I'm going to click on here. Notice it put on 17 contracts. 17. That's because it's a SIM account. That's a big account, $50,000 SIM account. All right, if it was a 5,000, it would probably be 17 micros. Okay, but it's going to know to put the right size in. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let's say I want to get out at targets 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll skip target 1 and we'll just say it's too small. So if I want to get out at 4 targets, the first position is going to be 25% coming off. So I type in the 25, change the target to price. And that's another thing, Martin, if we could have it always price, so we don't know, that's, one less keystroke. We're never going to use pips. We're always going to use price, because the price is always, we always have a target, right? So anyway, remember, that's the exit. It's a sell side. I don't have to put in spread. We added it to the entry. So I'm going to take 25% off at the second target, 1.8431 or 30. It's up to you, because it's round. This isn't rounding. Kevin will send it to you already rounded. So now that 25% has come off, how much do I want to take off then at the next target? Well, a third, right? So 25 would have come off at the first target exit. So now I want to take off 33% at the next target. So then I'm going to put in 1.8436, 1.8436. So now how much do I want to come off at the next target? I want 50% off to come off, right? Because I only have 2 more targets. I'm not going to trail, so 50% comes off at the next target. So you type that in. The next target is 1.8442. Then the full target, I could either put 100% off here, or I can go over to here at the take profit. Over here is where I usually would put it, 1.8448. There. The entire trade is placed and managed. It has to come down and get filled, and then it'll move over to the market tab. But my exits are managed. They're managed. Vicky, you're correct if you're going to trail, but I'm just doing a 4 target example without trailing. So you're correct if you're going to trail. That with 5 positions, you guys are right. 20, 25, 33, 50. Perfect. But with 4 positions, maybe you don't want to trail. Then you would do 25, 33, 50, 100. You see? You just have to do the math. If it's 4 positions or 5 positions, just remember that when each position comes off, you have to recalculate the math based on what's remaining. That's it. Really simple. And this is why we love FX Synergy, because this entire trade is totally managed. Now here's the other thing. Let's say that you miss, this is going to happen sometimes. Let's say you miss a target by a fraction and you want to come off. You have these quick exit buttons. I'm not finding where they are, probably because I'm not in yet. I'm not in the trade. Once you're in the trade, you're going to see 1/4, 1/2, 1/3. You got these little exit buttons on the market tab, right? So I'd have to be in the trade. So, all right, let's do this. Let's cancel. Look how easy it is to cancel this. This is, Kevin says, cancel the trade. You click on the X, the whole thing's canceled. All right, now let's pretend, oh my God, it's moving so fast, I can't get in. Well, you have to have a default position size, and you could bait. Here's the thing: when you're doing an emergency entry and you don't have time to enter in stuff, you should have a default position size. And the way I would do it is base it on yesterday's closing balance and a 20 pip risk. So what would 2% be? You can figure that out every morning before you start. All right, so if you base it on yesterday's, and then maybe Martin can show us how to set a default position size. So then what you can do is say, oh, I got to go long, and you can just hit the buy button, and there, you're filled. And you want to be filled with the proper position size based on some default of 2% of your account from yesterday's closing balance and a 20 pip risk. That's your emergency. Then it goes up and hits target 1. You haven't set anything. It's going too fast. You can come over here and say, well, close 25%. I don't know what the question mark is. Maybe you could type in whatever it is. So you just hit the close. James, this is if the trade's moving too fast and you don't have time to enter in the stuff. All right? And I know I'm talking fast, but you're going to get the recording of this, and you'll be able to listen to this again and hit play, rewind until you get it. Yeah, is my mic cutting out, everybody? Yeah, that's your internet, James, but the good news is that it will come out on the recording. Okay? So that's okay. I mean, welcome to the world of imperfection. This is the world we live in. And don't worry about me talking fast, because you will get the recording. You can listen to it to your heart's content. Eventually, it's a good sleeping potion. When you get tired and you have insomnia, you could put on my voice and you'll be asleep in like 30 seconds. That's what I do. All right, I get sidetracked. So if I hit the question mark, now I get to say my lot or my percentage. Oh no, I want to get out, but I only want to get out. Let's say I'm trailing. Let's say I'm trailing and I want to keep a trailer for a much longer move. I've got 100% of my position left, and I just want to come off with part of it. I could just hit 50% and commit, and it's going to close that. All right, so the question mark lets you choose how much to exit, or you can do a quick quarter, a quick third, a quick half, a quick 100%. These are quick exit buttons. You guys, these are awesome. Here's the thing. Like I always teach, it is incumbent upon you to become a good trader. What does that mean? Well, learning how to execute your trade is part of becoming a good trader. We can show you how. We can give you the best tools, but you're the one trading. You're the CEO of your trading business. I can't make you get better at this, but you can. All you have to do is practice. That's the beauty of what we do. Open up a sim account and practice till your heart's content, until you are perfect. If you are in a live trade and you're fumbling around, well, guess what? That's an expensive lesson to learn, but you better learn the lesson. You just learned that you have something to work on in a sim account. Fix it. If you're not doing that, why? This is too darn important to not get right. And there's no way to be 100% perfect. So even though you're going to do your best to get as good as you can be, by practicing over and over and over again in a sim account until you could do it in your sleep practically, it's still not going to be perfect. So what do you do when something happens that, well, you do your best. And then you move on and catch the next bus. That's trading, period. I don't know how to make it better. We're doing everything we can to eliminate all these potential hazards. And we're getting really close to eliminating most of them. And we still have more to go and better to do. And I'm about ready to hand this over to Martin. So I've just wasted an hour of his time. He's listening to me go blah, blah, blah. It's time for him, and we're going to let him go blah, blah, blah. But let me just make sure I've answered all these questions, because what Martin's going to share with you is super exciting. All right, so Don says, even though Kevin says 20% should come off at T2. Yeah, so look, it's 20% of your original position. I'm not asking Kevin to do all the math in his head. You guys can do that on your own. That's partly why we have the training, partly why we have the tools, partly why you can practice in sim account until you get it right. We're explaining it all to you. Kevin's job is hard enough. Martin's got plenty of coffee. Martin's on the other side of the world at the middle of the night for Martin, so give him a big round of applause. James says, sorry to keep bugging you. Where will the recording be? Yeah, so James, it's going to be on the member site. That's where everything related to the trade a day is. It's on the member site. It's going to be on there. And then we're also going to put it on YouTube. By the way, be sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, because there's a lot of good stuff on there. And we're going to be putting more stuff on there. So if you're not on the YouTube channel, just subscribe to it. Plus, it helps us out. All right, so thanks, William. William says it's going really well as usual. I'm not stressing. You can see I always keep my sense of humor, but I am passionate about you guys succeeding. And these things are all fixable issues, even in the world of imperfection, which is what we live in. it's still fixable, and you guys are going to make a lot of money at this. No promises. That's just my hunch. Remember, this is not a signal service per se. If you remember the disclaimer at the beginning, this is meant for entertainment purposes only. If you take the trades, you do so at your own risk. But I'm still going to help you be as profitable as you can be, knowing that you're all going to do that, right? Chuckle, chuckle, elbow, elbow in the ribs. The lawyers make me say this garbage. And that's probably because of insurance, right? Blame it on them. I'm glad you're entertained, MJ. I do my best. I've been called what's it called? An enter trainer. I forget what they call it. Anyway, whatever. All right, so are there any other questions regarding anything I've discussed at this point that I need to focus on, or can I now introduce our good friend Martin, my esteemed partner? We're going to be working on some amazing things in the future together, by the way. We have a lot of stuff that I'll let him divulge. But if we're good, we're already 12 minutes past my hour limit. I apologize, but I think this is all important stuff. Martin, I'm going to hand the microphone over to you. I'm going to hit mute.